The Team Elevate team call. It is April 23rd. Holy freaking cow, guys. It is April 23rd. So we are more than halfway through our month. Let me pin my video so I can see my face. We are halfway through the month, more than halfway through the month, but we are kicking butt and taking names. This month has been so awesome. And I don't want to say that it's been like a transitional time of the year for a lot of us, because that's just an excuse, but I have seen a lot of people going through certain things in their lives in the last couple of weeks, months, whether it's heartache, whether it's moving, whether it's, having to make major life changes. But I really want to point out, and I know that our team call the other night was based on this, I really want to point out that I'm so proud of you guys for leaning into the good. And I was just talking to Marielle on a call. We just had a one-on-one call. And I feel like when you are into this business for products and you're into this for not the right reasons, it's really easy to quit in a time like that, and in a time where your business is so transitional or your life is so transitional or you go through a tornado. But when you have the belief and you have that strong passion for why you're here, those hard times, instead of leaning out of the good and leaning into the negative, you really have the ability to lean a little bit deeper into the good. And when you run your business based on passion, guys, that's where you stick around. And in those times where it's tough, and in those times where you don't want to show up, when you do show up, that's where you grow even stronger, because those people, your target market, get to say, you know what? Sally showed up when she had a bad day, or Sally showed up when her dad went to rehab, or when, Tom broke up with her, whatever. I can actually treat this like an outlet, like she did. And so you start to really build this emotional connection, this emotional relatability to the other yous of the world. So I just wanted to shout you guys out for that. But I am going to share my screen and we're going to pop over to some recognition. I know Kristina is going to be running a couple minutes late because she's hosting. Okay, guys, I was looking at the lyrics, okay? She's running a couple minutes late, so I don't know if she's on just yet, but I want to go through the leaderboard. We are having a kick butt April. I'm so proud of you guys. We have changed a total of 424 lives so far this month. And so leading the board, we have so many people with Success Club 4. And I do want to just shout these people out. I want to see you guys change that last life. But more than that, I want you guys to understand that we have 7 days left in this month, and Success Club 5 is doable for you. So why not step it up to Success Club 10? Those of you over here who are almost there to Success Club, Beachbody sets this daily benchmark or this monthly benchmark for us, not for fun, but because this is what's going to advance our businesses each and every single month. So this should be a non-negotiable for you guys, okay? With Success Club 6 already this month, we have Mary Catherine Anthony, Emily Lowry, Chelsea Lynn, Tracy Golson, Lauren Lettieri, Tara Bishop-Toole, Lacey Peasley, Amina Chandler, Jennifer Smith, Kayla McGinley, Rachel Flitton, Kayla Claridge, Rebecca Anderson, Colleen Silvers, Emily Manges, Nicole Rodriguez, Michelle Corning, Billy Rispaskin, Courtney Taylor. With 8, we have Marielle Maureen, Gretchen Klobuchar, Joanna Lynn Pedro, Mackenzie Taylor, Bethany Lafredo, Olivia Daniel, Chloe Gambrill, Brooke Privet, Samantha Benko, Lindsay Polina, and Samantha Stano. Leading the board with Success Club 10 this month, we have Cassie Jackson, Brittany Halliday, Meg Malchester, Megan Wortham, Chelsea Tabai, Teresa Neitlinger, Jacqueline Sparacino. With 12 points, we have Elizabeth Staub, Megan Jones, Michelle Cahill, Reagan Davis, Sabrina Caruth, Miranda Lovelace, Tiffany Moran. You guys gotta tell me how to say that last name. I kind of forget. With 14, we have Ashley Gonzalez, Caitlin Taft. 16, Morgan Campbell, Michaela Vardulakis. 24, Sydney Thompson. 44, myself. And leading the board with a whopping 54 Success Club points, Catherine Schultes. So, guys, I'm so proud of you. Like, I want you guys to look at this board and not think about, wow, those are so many points. I want you to look at this board and say, wow, those are so many people whose lives are being changed. Okay, so tonight's call is going to kick booty. I hope you guys are distraction-free. We're not sending invites. We're not following people. We're not texting our boyfriend. We are going to be distraction-free for this call because we are going to learn things that we can apply to our business tonight. And I have butterflies thinking about tonight's call, and I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, a couple headlines before I pass it over to Kristina. But on Wednesday, we have our Diamond University at 8 p.m. So if you are an Emerald coach pushing for Diamond, you have a date with me on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And I do just want to remind you guys that the way Summit works this year is a lot different than previous years. It's that beforehand, you could actually choose what hall you wanted to go in. So if like Bonnie Engel was speaking in one hall or Kristina Delgado was speaking in one hall, you could actually pick and choose which hall you got to go to. And that was awesome for its own different reasons. But I think this summit's going to be even more incredible because now the halls are chosen for you by your coach rank. So if you are an Emerald or a Ruby, you will be in track 1, the Coach Business Accelerator track. If you are a Diamond or 1-star Diamond coach, you will be in the Leadership 1 training. And if you are a star Diamond coach or Star Diamond 2-star Diamond coach, I don't even know what I'm saying, you will be in the Leadership 2 training. So you do need to hit that rank by June 6th, guys. So if you want to be, like if you feel like you've been in this business for a while and you don't want to sit through the seminars of just the basic coach rank, get your butt to Diamond by June 6th. Get your butt back to Diamond by June 6th. That's how many weeks away? That's like a lot of weeks away. You guys have the ability to get there by then. And this is an incredible investment for your business. Getting to Summit is an incredible investment for your business. And so really take that seriously. You hitting the rank that you feel like you truly need to learn in is going to be so important. So set that goal, make a big fat star on June 6th and get into that training, okay? All right, I'm going to pass it over to Kristina. I hope she's on this call. She's going to hate me for saying this, but she's just like, I've always looked at her as like a queen in this business. You know, the type of people where they just like walk by you and you're like, how does her hair just look like that? How does she just walk like that? How does she just have this sense of like poise and passion in her? And I have been a fan of Kristina ever since I was a brand new coach. When I signed up to be a coach, I got to see her speak live at Summit back in 2015. I've always seen her speak at certain events. I've always followed her on social media. I've always seen that smile. And when you go to Summit, you see this like swarm of red in the crowd, and that's always Diesel Nation. And her sister Becky actually created Diesel Nation. I don't even know how many years ago. But Kristina, if you're on this call, and for those of you who care about this, it's so funny. And Kate pointed this out today. So this is her incredible giant team in red. But if you guys look right here, this is us. This is literally us taking our picture last year. There was like 48 of us on Team Elevate, and this is us in our pink shirts and our jeans. And I can show you, and it's from us taking this picture right here. And I like about died when Kate pointed that out, but I think it's so funny. So Kristina is, more than anything, guys, she's just a sweet person. She's gone through the trenches. She has her own ish, and I'm so excited for her to share those things tonight. But she's a superstar Diamond coach. She's a Million Club member. She's a 6-time elite coach, and she is the co-founder of Diesel Nation. So, Kristina, if you are on.
I am.
Hey.
You're making me blush. That's not fair. Hi, you guys. Thank you so much, Ashley, for asking me to speak to your team. It's such a great honor for me to be here. I want to start by sharing my story first for those of you that don't know me, and that's totally cool. I have been in the business for a long friggin' time. So I know some of you are coming in recently and kind of just getting your footing in this whole coaching thing. And so I want to share my story. There's so many different ways that I can share my story, but my hope is that you find something relatable in what I have to say so that you can turn around after this call or after something that you hear or an event that you go to, like my story goes. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay, good. That you use this opportunity to change your freaking life. Like, I know that the products have either or are changing your life, but that you use the business to blow up your life and do something so crazy amazing with this that is purposeful and that means something and that changes other people profoundly. Like, think about the legacy that you would be leaving if you really took this seriously. And so I have a little presentation that I'm going to share with you, but first let me just start with saying that I've been a coach now for 8.5 years. When I became a coach, I was, well, still am, but married to my high school sweetheart, Danny. And at the time, our kids, Marley and DJ, were 2, and 4 months old. So, oh, and I was a lawyer. Like, side note, footnote, asterisk, I was an attorney too. So when you looked in the dictionary for insanity for starting a business, or for even starting a fitness program, or trying to be healthy, my picture was there. My life was chaotic. Having 2 kids so close together, I'm sure some of you are parents on this call know that all of that just it's a rough time of your life. You're just trying to figure yourself out, now figuring out this new identity as a parent, juggling a career, and it was hard. But I knew that I needed to change physically. And my sister Becky, who's my sponsor, she had done it. She had gotten in shape with P90X, then she did Insanity, and I saw her with the 2 kids, because our kids are very close in age, and a demanding career, do it. And in this business, and just like Ashley's story of seeing her coach's picture on Instagram, her before and after, like, it just takes that moment, that person that does it before you, to give you that nudge, that calling, that inspiration to just say, it's my time now. And so that was my sister, which is super cool, because we have built this business together, and it's awesome. But when I became a coach, it was just for the discount. And I say that because I want you to really, when you're looking at sponsoring people into the business, never discount the discounters. Not that there's anything special about me or anything like that, but there is greatness in everyone that you bring into the business, whether they specifically say they want to build it, or they specifically say they just want to save some money. There's something inside of them that is special, that as your coach, you should love on them, and perhaps, one day the light bulb will go off. And for me, it was my sister inviting me to Super Saturday. And so never, ever go in your head, convince yourself that someone's too busy or can't, because of childcare or because of work, not make it to Super Saturday. Invite your whole team. And I teach my team that inviting means inviting to events, and inviting your coaches to team calls, and inviting your coaches to Super Saturday, and inviting your coaches to Summit, because some of them aren't going to understand what this all is unless you tell them, right? You can't leave it to chance that they see the link to go to Super Saturday and that they purchase their ticket. It's not natural to do that, so invite them. Anyway, my sister invited me to Super Saturday, and it was that event that literally just started this whole process of me changing, because I was skeptical. As an attorney, trained to be completely skeptical of any of these kinds of businesses. I also had friends in other businesses, and always was so uncomfortable. Maybe you guys can attest to this too, of going to like a home party and being forced to listen to this like stuffy presentation, and then being forced to buy the candles or forced to buy the cleaning products, and not knowing how to say no. That was me. I would leave like all these home parties with stuff I didn't need because I was so uncomfortable, and I never wanted to be that. Also, never thought that I had the quote unquote time to do this, because I was already overloaded, right? Just like everyone that comes into this business is overloaded with stuff. But at that event, I saw and felt what this business was. It was different. I had already lost like 65 pounds on Shakeology. I started dabbling in the programs, and I just felt great. And for me at this time, so everybody understands that, never to prejudge anyone, I was an attorney from the outside looking in. We were successful. I was at a great firm, one of the only graduates from my law school class to get the kind of job that I did. And my husband also successful in real estate. But when the markets crashed, everything crashed for us. In 2008 to 2010, coincidentally, I became a coach in 2010. And so we were drowning in law school debt, $80,000, $40,000 in credit card debt that we had amassed. And I didn't understand how we would survive. I didn't understand how our marriage would survive. I didn't understand how we would get out of this black hole. I I just didn't get, I'm like, this is it. Like, we're just going to live this way. We're never going to be able to travel. We're never going to be able to have the nicer things and go out to dinners. We work to survive, and then we repeat it and we repeat it and repeat it. And hopefully one day something changes. Well, what changed was that I finally realized that Beachbody was the way to make this change. And I needed to change in order to make this change. And little by little, I started expanding my vision, and I started realizing that it was Beachbody that could provide for us. And even if it was small, I didn't think it could be what it is today at first, that I was in control of the burden, of the pressure of having financial difficulty had on me, and how it affected me personally. I was angry, I was bitter, I was not a nice person, I was nasty, and absolutely, if it wasn't for this, you guys, and I say this with 100% transparency, I don't think that Danny and I would be married at this time, because all of that, it's daunting, and it weighs on you, and you fight, and maybe you guys understand that. But anyway, I'll never forget the day that I opened my back office on a Thursday, and I checked my earnings, and I realized that that day, that week, I could pay more than the minimum payment to my credit card. I was like, what? Wait, I can pay more than $25 to that Capital One credit card that I feel I've had since undergrad. I was blown away. And it was that day. And there was other instances along the way that kept expanding my vision, and that will happen to you as you continue in the business. But it was that day that I decided to go all in. And then I use that word all the time with my team, but you got to go all in. You got to go all in. You have to understand that this business doesn't build itself. Go all in. And they would say to me, but what does that mean? They always wanted to know, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to share with you what it means to me tonight. But that single decision that I made to make this business a priority in my life, not a burden, not an option, an absolute priority, led us to allowing us to retire. I say us because, obviously Danny had a big part of this decision, retiring from the practice of law in 2014. In 2015, our team hit Superstar, Diamond, and the Million Club. And it's been wild, you guys, wild. And I will tell you that, what I just said, it sounds real pretty, right? Oh, then she did this, and then she retired, and go all in, and what does that mean? And look, now she does this. There was times where it was ugly, and there were times where people quit, and there was times where the universe tested me, and there were times where I dropped rank and I lost thousands of dollars, and there was times where that person didn't message me back, and then this happened, and there were times where I thought so-and-so was going to do amazing things in the business, and they turn around and they quit. And there were so much things that could have steered me into another direction. But I realized that the only thing that I could control in this business was me. And if I kept my head down and my heart in the right place and be as best a servant leader that I could do something huge with this business. And that eventually, and I want you guys to understand this, eventually the right people will enter your life. And maybe it's you. Maybe you are the right person. I don't know that. But eventually, if you keep going, you keep sharing your story, you keep sharing your heart, you keep getting results in the business, you keep doing this, that the right people will step into your life. I am sponsoring coaches 8.5 years into the business that are freaking rocking my world, that are coming in and doing things that I only dreamt of 5 years ago, when I used to say, how am I going to develop new diamonds? And where are the coaches that want to work this business? Well, I changed my mindset, and I tweaked the way that I was doing things. And now I'm seeing I'm reaping, I guess, that those results now in who I'm attracting into the business. 8.5 years later, you guys, this is a long term business with ridiculous return if you just stay the course. And I'm not saying just stay active, right? Drinking your shake. No, I'm talking about doing the work and sponsoring new coaches and helping them and trying to make that success duplicate within your team and staying the freaking course. So do you guys want to know what I think going all in means? All right, so let me do a screen share. All right, I'm gonna not, hold on. I don't want to show you my two. Okay, I'm gonna just do it. I hate that I lose my cursor when I do this, but so what does it mean to go all in your team Beachbody business? This is not a presentation that I just put together. I've actually done it. I've done it at a Super Saturday. I've done it on other team calls, and every time I want to do it again because I feel like that's the message that this team, that your team, that coaches need to hear. I always go back to it. I read it. I say, do I need to change anything? Is something not relevant right now in the business? And the answer is always no. These things are the foundation to my business, the one that blows my mind every week, that literally gives me chills every Thursday morning, that brings me amazing people that I get to help and do all these crazy things. These foundational things is what I have done to keep growing in my business. And you're going to see as I go through it that I am not a how-to kind of leader. I am a why kind of leader. I truly believe that if you can tap into your why as a coach, as a leader, and as an organization, that you will move mountains. I believe that teaching the hows of the business are important, but if you don't have the foundation of the why, when it gets hard, you're going to run. And so I want to teach the passion, the belief, the why power, so that you can go the distance and grow an amazing team, an organization, and an awesome business. But use the chat. Hold on, my cursor, and I can't see what you guys are saying, but use the chat and tell me all the things that you did or were or had before you became a coach. Like, I'm a mom, or I was a student, I have 3 kids, I have 2 kids, I did this, all the things. Tell me all the freaking things. Work, waitress, teacher, personal trainer, yeah. So lawyer, there you go, hey, kindred spirit. So all the things. You guys were freaking crazy busy. And if you had children like me when you became a coach, this is probably what you looked like, right? Can I get an amen on this? You're literally juggling everything. And I think I might have seen some dudes on this call. This applies to you too. If this could be a picture of my husband holding both the kids, yes. You're just crazy, right? Life is jacked up. We spent all this time like doing all these things and prioritizing all these other things. We're crazy. And if you don't have kids before you signed up a coach, maybe this is how you felt, right? Like, I know Ashley doesn't have children yet, but she was a teacher driving an hour commute every day, trying to get workouts in, juggling 30 children. And this is probably what she looked like the day that she messaged her coach about joining the 21-day fix. And then we all thought on this call, and everyone that's going to watch the recording to this call, that it would be a great idea to not only try to get fit in this crazy world, but also start a business. So if you are a coach, like your picture should be in the dictionary next to certifiably insane. Because it's crazy that we do this, right? However, and I want you to use the chat. And by the way, this is like an old image of what the new coach image looks like. But anyway, use the chat now and tell me how Beachbody has changed your life. Like, what are the things that it's changed? Yeah, I know. It's like, I don't even know where to start. And you could talk about money, you guys. Don't be afraid to talk about money, because money makes the world go round. Like, it's helped me pay off debt. It's helped me go on a trip. It's helped me pay my car. It helps me help my parents. It helps me pay my wedding, and all those things. Don't be afraid to talk about money. You want to manifest money. You don't want to demonize it. Manifest it. All right. So Total gut check moment. So if this is the answer to all of those things that you guys are sharing with me, why do we treat it like an option? And I think a lot of coaches make this mistake. Beachbody, when you really boil it down to everything that it provides to you, and I don't know your story, but I know mine. I know it helped me quit a pack a day smoking habit. It helped me learn nutrition. It helped me get into the best shape of my life. It helped me save my marriage. It helped me pay off $80,000 of law school loans. It helped me pay off our home. It helped us purchase real estate. It helped us purchase a restaurant. Yes, that makes me even crazier than you. All of those things were because of Beachbody. And even to this day, I don't treat it like an option. I treat it like the answer. And if you want to go the distance, if you want to keep going and make your wildest dreams come true with this business, and remember, success is defined the way you define it, not the way I define it or anyone else defines it. Get this into your mind, tattoo it on your arm. I don't care. Beachbody just is a new way of life. It is not a burden or a chore or any of that. It's just who you are now. It's a new way of life. You're a mom, you're a student, you're a fiance, you're a wife, you're a coach now. And that's just a new way of life that you have to live and breathe every single day in order to make this successful. So you have to ask yourself, are you interested or are you committed? And all of this is the backdrop to my mind-blowing, you're going to be like, really, that's it? But mind-blowing, going all in breakdown. Are you interested in doing this or are you really committed? Do you want to get to emerald or are you not so sure? Do you want to be a diamond by June 6th or you're scared to even understand what that means? Because if you're committed to do it, you're like a freight train. If you're interested, you're going to make excuses, right? And that's this quote. There's a difference between interest and commitment. You're interested in something, you do it when it's convenient. You do it when you feel good, when you lose some 5 pounds and you're like, okay, now I can invite because I have results. No, we do it all the time. And when it gets harder, we do it harder. Why? Because your story is built in the times when this sucks. It's built, your character and your business is built on the times where this gets hard, and it does. And in 2016 at Summit, my sister and I got on stage and we said to lean the F in, because there's going to be storms that are going to come your way, because success has to be tested, because it's not going to be for everybody, right? And you're going to get tested a whole lot in this business. Why? Because you should. Because if I were to tell you that every Thursday I get a lot of money deposited into my bank account, right? Use your imagination, right? I did it. No, I didn't change. I should be tested, shouldn't I? Right? If I have if I have that blessing every Thursday, and I get to reap that reward from the work that I do as a coach, this shouldn't be easy. This should not be easy. There should be times where it's a freaking blast, right? I saw you guys at Summit taking the picture. I'm sure you guys had the time of your life at Summit, but there's the time when you're alone in your room and you have to do the invites and you have to do the things that aren't as fun, but that's when you're going to get tested. Are you going to actually do that? Are you interested or committed? So before we get into the 3 things that you have to go all in with, I believe that there are some prerequisites to talk about before we even get there. The first one, and this is where I tell you, I'm not a how person, I'm a why person, is that you can articulate your why. For a long time, I believe, for a few years past in the business, the whole network got very how oriented. How do you do Instagram? How do you do Instagram stories? How do you invite? How do you do this? And guess what? People weren't sticking around because we weren't talking about why you're even a coach. Like, you have to understand that for yourself. What is that deep reason? For me, it's changed so much, right? And there was different whys throughout this journey. But I'll never forget when my son was diagnosed with autism, and I finally had that realization that being a lawyer wasn't my identity. And the only reason why I had this revelation was because Beachbody gave me permission to not feel like I had to identify myself as a lawyer to be successful. That was huge for me. And when I had that realization, I realized that so many people think that they have to do things the way that our parents told us we had to, or someone in our lives told us we had to do it, and that that's the way to be successful. This gave me permission to like 10x our success, 10x anything that I would have ever made as an attorney, simply because I knew why I was doing it. I knew that I was changing people's lives, and this was going to change our lives, and that reason, right, to get home to my kids, to be there every time DJ said a word or laughed or did something funny, or to pick him up at school. Oh God, I'm gonna get, woo, I'm not going there. Number two, that you believe, right? That you believe in your in the products, you believe in your team, and that you believe in yourself. You have to. And some people say, oh, fake it till you make it. Well, yeah, sometimes you have to in this whole belief department when you're talking about yourself, right? Because you have to build that belief system where what you have to offer other people is valuable. And that might take some time to get there, but you start to develop that muscle by going all in on your fitness journey, you guys. That's a must. By getting results. And you guys, I don't have to tell you that it's not about the six pack or any of that, but that you have a story to tell with our products and you believe in them. So when you're talking to someone about Shakeology, that they can throw every freaking objection at you and you're just like, no, you need it. Like with this confidence that just comes out of your pores, that's belief. You make a decision to succeed. This business doesn't grow by itself. It doesn't happen by accident. You have to decide to make it happen. And it's a series of decisions. Every day you have to make a decision to show up. Every week you have to make a decision to grow your business. Every month you have to hit certain markers. And every 6 months, all of it. It's a series of decisions. The way that I built my business was always asking myself, what's next? What's next? Always looking forward, celebrating all the accomplishments along the way, but never getting stuck somewhere, deciding every day to keep moving the ball forward. And you want to think big, and I'm going to talk about minimums and maximums in a second, but think big for your life. Think legacy. Think the things that you never thought possible, because when you begin to dream, and Ashley talks about being a dreamer, and I love that because it was that kind of thinking big that got her to realize that she was the one that was standing in the way of that reality, right? And so I want you to go there. Let yourself dream like when you were a little kid. Every day you got to be willing to get uncomfortable. I didn't wake up and be able to speak in front of crowds and do all that stuff. I still, oh my God, I could tell you some war stories about speaking at Summit and like burning up in fevers because of the stress. But I had to get uncomfortable. I had to get uncomfortable to get better at that skill. I had to get uncomfortable in inviting the people that make me sweat into my business. I had to do that in order to get where I wanted to go. And that's every single day. You are relentlessly consistent, like stupid consistent, like every day, like clockwork, and everybody that watches, that you're getting up, that you're drinking your shake, that you're working out, that you're doing your thing, that you're working your business. Why? Because trust is how you build this business. And the faster, there's a book called The Speed of Trust. I didn't make this up. That's how you grow your business, is how fast you can build trust in the people that follow you, or people that reach out to you that just started following you on social media. How can you quickly build trust with that person? And that comes from your relentless consistently. Now, you also have to be patiently persistent, because this business is a long-term business. So while, and I'll speak openly, other MLMs out there might say, oh, I just signed up and I made $500 this week. Okay, great. I would love to see where you are 3 months from now. Like, speaking very, very openly and honestly. There are some MLMs that their compensation plans, because it's a business decision, not because they care about their consultants or anything like that, want the quick wins, because quick wins means sales for them, means revenue to do stuff, business stuff. Our comp plan is back end loaded. So there's going to be a time where you feel that your pay isn't reflective of the effort. I get that. I was there. In fact, I was probably there for much longer than I like to admit, but I remained patiently persistent, knowing that one day I was going to have that moment where I woke up and I saw my paycheck and said, wow, look at that. And then keep going until you hit that next level and that next level. You have to rule your mindset. This is key, you guys. Yes, I have bad days. We all do. I'm not immune. No successful coach is immune. No top coach is immune. We all have bad days, but the speed in which you rebound is going to be key in your longevity. I heard Ashley talk about that there's a lot of stuff going on, and some of you guys on the team, us too. In fact, my grandmother right now is in the hospital again. We've had a really rough year with her, and it's very easy for me to go into cocoon mode and have canceled tonight and not host my Emerald Push call. But guess what? I have to keep showing up. I have to keep staying in the game, because what I do in the business is what my coaches will do in the business. And so I have to learn how to protect my mindset, and that comes with personal development. And we'll talk about growth in just a second, but you have to be able to control the wild swings of your mood with this business. Remember, it's the solution. It's not the option. So make sure you're able to rebound. You're the CEO. Obviously, the buck stops with you, starts and stops with you. If you want your business to operate at a certain level, then operate at that level, right? Don't do minimums and then wanting maximum results. You work at a maximum. You're the CEO. And then how do you want your team, your coaches to duplicate, right? They're just going to do what you do. They're going to see you as the example. So you set the tone, because you're the CEO of the business. And then allow yourself to grow into your goals. So the most glaring example is when I pushed for 15-star, I was like, I believe I was around the 7-star diamond or 8-star diamond when we made the decision. And obviously it took time to get there, but I couldn't become a 15-star diamond thinking like a diamond coach. So guess what had to happen in that time period? I needed to friggin' really dive into personal development, leadership growth, take time in the books, at the events, like really growing my mindset, so that number one, I could attract the right people into my business, but that I had what it takes to lead them to be able to completely, to accomplish that big goal. So grow into your goals. If there is a gap right now of where you are in your business and where you want to be, I can probably guarantee you that it's not for lack of trying or lack of skill. It's probably from lack of growth of your mindset. That sometimes is hard to accept as truth, but it's the truth. It really is. So these are the 3 things that you need to go all in with. This is it. This is our business in a nutshell. And when I look back, these are the 3 things that every day I go all in. The first and foremost, it's your mind and your mindset and personal development. Jim Rohn to me is like the king of teaching us what network marketing is and what its potential. If you haven't already, because you guys are a little bit of a younger team, hopefully you have. If you haven't, write this down. Building Your Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn. It's like an hour YouTube. It's a speech. Listen to it on your way to work tomorrow. That's what I did 8 years ago. Becky, actually, it was a gift from Beachbody for hitting Success Club. Becky hit Success Club that month. She got the DVD. It was like a CD. I popped it into my car, and it was listening to that presentation. It's called Building Your Network Marketing Business with Jim Rohn, is when I understood what this whole thing was about. And so listen to it. It's fantastic. But this quote, as simple as it is key. And let me just share that on Saturday, I leave to Los Angeles to then drive to San Diego to spend money and time away from my kids, from my family, and even my business, to go to Entre Leadership and to sit there and just invest in my personal development and growth and learn some skills and be inspired. That is how I like to do personal development, and it is an investment. And when I come back, I'm reinvigorated into my business. I have new skills, new leadership skills, and I keep doing that over and over and over again. And it absolutely pays me back tenfold. So an investment in your personal development is the best investment you can make. Does that say an investment in an Instagram training is the best investment you can make? No. Is the investment in Facebook ad training the best investment you can make? No. It's in your personal development. It's what's going to keep your skin in the game. The second one is your body. And I didn't have a quote, so I just quoted myself. Being proof the products work consistently is how you build and earn trust in this business. So whenever I've had issues in my business where I wasn't attracting the right people or my customers weren't getting results, I would just look at what I was doing. And so there was a time about 2 years ago before 80-Day Obsession that I was like literally branded my whole business with the term fit-ish. It was really cute. They had a lot of t-shirts available. But what happened was that fit-ish mindset like made my business and the quality of the coaches that I was recruiting not match what I wanted in goals and what I wanted to achieve. I wasn't being proof the products work. I wasn't following a nutrition plan. I wasn't really giving it all in my workouts, and my business suffered in all the areas. So commit, you guys. It's like the easiest thing that you can do is to commit to our products, is to commit to drinking Shakeology, and then start developing the stories as to why you do it every single day. That's going to be key in going all in to get results in your business. And then this quote from Zig Ziglar is, when I understood how to lead in this business, and that you can have everything in life that you want if you would just help other people get what they want. If you want to learn how to duplicate, there it is. That's the how. That's the how. If you have someone that comes in to your team and says, I want to build a business, help them. Just help them. Think to yourself, what tools, what can I do to help them get started? That's it. There's nothing magical. And I'm sure you guys have incredible trainings and all that stuff. So do we. But just help them get what they want. Tell them this is what it's going to take. Use this tracker. Get on this call. That's the key. If your coach needs to work on themselves before they take a step into the business, help them get that. Because guess what? Those people that you really are in tune with their why are the ones that are going to build your organization. Absolutely. All right. So gut check moment. So after all that, after you heard my take on going all in, I want you to, and you can answer. I think it's awesome to put it out in the universe. Are you working at minimums in your business, or are you working at maximums? Now, I saw that Success Club leaderboard, and it was fantastic. And there was a lot of people over here on this side working at maximum. Like, I could see that. And then there might be some people on this call that aren't yet on the board. And I want to ask you guys, are you working at minimums or maximums? And I will tell you that 98% of the time, the answer is it's a minimum. And guess what? I get there too. Don't think that I'm always working at a 10 or anything like that. But I will just say this. If you have goals, you want to give it your all. You want to put in the time. You want to put in the work. You want to use a tracker. You want to make sure that you're understanding the return of your time investment on results so that you can improve your systems and the way that you're doing things. But work at work at your maximum, at your potential. If you're setting the goal of Success Club 6, that's great. That gets you the prize. But why not set 10 or more? Because when I set a goal of just Success Club 6, guess what I do? I work at a minimum because, oh my gosh, now I have 30 days to hit this goal. So I can wait until next week, or I can wait until 3 weeks into the month, and then try to scramble at the end. Well, if you're always doing that, you're never getting in front of your goals, right? You're never getting momentum. There's never the wind on your back. But if you're working at maximums, so in my business, I want to hit Success of 10 by the 10th. Like I do that. I've done that for almost 8 years now. 10 by the 10th, 10 by the 10th. What happens is not only do I work towards that and I try to make sure I accomplish that, but then I can get into activities that are going to grow my business. Sponsoring coaches, hosting a sneak peek, and then going for higher Success Club, right? So get into the habit of shooting for bigger goals. And I love this quote: don't let small thinking cut your life down to size. Think big, aim high, act bold, and see how just big you can blow up your life. So the last thing I'm going to share with you is this picture. So this was my sister's 40th birthday celebration. We were on a big boat in Miami, and that's Monica, who is my secretary, who is now a 10-star diamond, 3-time elite coach in this business. And I am pointing at where we used to work. That's our building right back there. Actually, I can't even see it because the chat is blocking it. But I share this with you because if it wasn't for us going all in and staying the course, and I will tell you that Monica's Beachbody journey has been more difficult than mine. She's had a lot of moments that have tested her determination to see this through, but she did. And now we get to do this life together. We get to, just do such incredible things and help our families financially. And this quote always stands out to me, and I think really kind of wraps this whole thing up really well, that most people, not you guys, but most people think that it's amazing that how people think 4 years is a long time to succeed in a business like ours, right? They're like, 4 years, it took you 4 years to hit 6 figures. And I'm like, what are you even talking about, right? So it's amazing how people think 4 years is a long time to succeed in a business, but think it's okay. It's all right to stay broke at a job for 40 years. Like, had we not taken this chance and gone all in and figured it out, because everything can be figured out, we would still be sitting in that office. And I'm not saying, I'm not downplaying you guys. I never want to downplay, good old fashioned work. And that's what we did. But we realized that we could do something else and make a bigger impact through Beachbody. So that's it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Oh, so amazing. So good. I was like engulfed the entire time. Can you guys hear me? So I want to point out one thing, and then I have a question for you. And if you guys have any questions that you want to point out for Kristina, make sure you just put them in the chat and we'll try to get to a couple. But I wanted to say, I took so much away from that call, but I think the biggest thing was hearing you talk about making the minimum payment on your credit card all those years ago. It was just really cool to sit back and picture Kristina Delgado from 8.5 years ago. And I think that we have to remind ourselves that she existed and she had to be there, and she needed to be in that point in her life in order to be the incredible woman, business owner, wife, mom that she is today. And it's just, it was just really cool to hear you say those words, that $25 Capital One credit card or whatever that you had since college. It's just a really cool, almost like a reassuring feeling, hearing somebody who has had massive success have gone through something that maybe some of us are battling right now. And it allows us to really connect emotionally to somebody as successful as Kristina. So thank you for pointing that out. I do have a question for you. Somebody mentioned in the chat when you were talking about maximums and minimums, and they said, I'm trying to be or give maximums in all areas of my life. What would you tell somebody who says that?
So the best advice that I got was from Kim Carver on that. And so I would find myself kind of burning out a lot. I would just run, and then hit a wall, and then oh God. And then having to pick up my momentum again was always hard. He said, there's going to be times in your business that that you need to be working at a 9-10 level, right? Because you're shooting for a big goal. You've got work to do. Maybe it's Summit's coming, and as the leader of your team, you have a lot of work to do to get ready for Summit, and then you're working at an 8 or a 9. And then there's times where you want to go on vacation and you work at a 3 and a 4, right? You have to find that flow in the business for yourself. Because you can't always be at a 9 or a 10. You can't, because then other parts of your life are going to suffer, right? But there are times where you're going to have to be up here and pushing hard, and you're going to have to set expectations for the other areas of your life, right? That, Danny, I'm like, can you please be bathe DJ today? Can you please make sure Marley brushes her teeth before dinner? Can you please make sure she finishes her homework so that I can be here, right? And there's times where I'm not here and I am in the Keys and we're enjoying family time. And so the point is, you want to flow in between those, setting expectations for everyone around you, but never go down to 0. Do not shut off completely. That's like the worst thing that you can do for your business, because then guess what it does? It gives your coaches permission to do that, right? And that's, how could I imagine if I just, it's so funny because Marley, my daughter, and they're learning, you guys, I swear. Paulina, she's one of the coaches on my team. She was doing my leaderboard recognition for my PS team. And she's like, Mom, how many points do you have? And I say how many points I had. And she goes, Mom, what would happen? What would people say if 1 month you had 0 points? And I literally was like, never. Like, what do you mean? Like, imagine if one day I woke up and said, nope, 0 points. What do you think my team would do? They would be like, okay, I don't have to do this either, you know? Like, I set the tone, so I never go down to 0, and I just flow through it. So I go hard January through April. Then with school finishes, obviously there's like that time where we have to do kids things. And then in the summer, we're in the Keys, but I'm still hosting calls. I mean, it's like we're on vacation, but I'm still in the grind. I'm still in the grind because I wake up every Thursday and I'm so blessed. So why would I stop? Anyway, that's the best advice that Kim gave me. Like, allow yourself, that permission to flow through that. Just never go down to 0.
Yeah, and I think it just comes back to the quote you said where, coaching is just a part of your life. Just like like I'm a fiance, I'm a dog mom. Like, those are things that I can't just automatically wake up one day and say, oh, I don't feel like being one today. Like, kind of made a commitment, or, I have to keep my dogs alive, just the same way as I, signed up to be a coach. And it just comes down to that at the end of the day, making a decision that you're going to be here no matter what, whether you're giving a 10 or you're giving a 7, just for your life. I love that. I love that you said that. Yay, Kristina, you are amazing. I know it's getting late for everybody. Probably, I mean, you're on the East Coast too, so it's 10 o'clock where you are as well. But I want to thank you so much for jumping on our call. I have been so excited. I've been like so giddy all day long. So thank you. And maybe we'll pass each other at Summit and get a cute little pic.
For sure. Absolutely.
All right.
Well, I hope you guys that found this helpful, and just do it and go all in and don't stop. Keep checking along.
Yay. Thank you. Bye guys. Have a good night.